Do you want to hear about one of the most essential, most powerful, and most transformational concepts in leadership? I'll let you in on a secret. It's called leading from the front. The idea isn't new. In fact, one of America's most decorated war heroes, Audie Murphy, said it best: lead from the front. Simple words, profound impact. If you want to be a great leader, not just someone with a title, not just a boss, you've got to show up at the front. Not behind a desk barking orders, not hiding behind policy, but shoulder to shoulder with your team, with courage, with conviction, with care. Let me be real with you. Leadership comes in many styles. Some people rule with an iron fist. They demand, they threaten, they micromanage. Sure, things might get done, but at what cost? I've seen it firsthand. People who lead like tyrants. They get results, but their team operates out of fear. Their people do the bare minimum just to avoid the next explosion. They aren't inspired, they're enduring. And here's the thing: that kind of leadership has an expiration date. It burns out people, it breaks trust, it breeds turnover. Eventually, that iron leader will be replaced by someone with real influence, not just authority. So, what's the alternative? It's the kind of leadership that commands respect, not demands it. It's the kind of leadership that says, I'll never ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. That's what leading from the front really means. If your people see you working hard, making fair decisions, treating others with respect, and holding yourself to a high standard, guess what? They'll rise to meet that standard. This kind of leader doesn't just bark orders from a distance. They're in the trenches. They're present, physically, mentally, and emotionally. They ask good questions. They listen deeply. They care about people just as much, if not more, than results. And in return, their people care back. They don't just follow because they have to. They follow because they want to. Author and leadership expert Simon Sinek said, "A boss has the title, a leader has the people." Think about that. What does leading from the front actually look like? First, it means being engaged. You've got to know your people, know their struggles, their strengths, their concerns. That means walking the floor, showing your face, being approachable. Empathy is essential. You have to be able to put yourself in your team's shoes. Second, it means being an example. Show excellence. Speak positively. Treat people with dignity. Be morally grounded. Be consistent. You can start today. Speak encouraging words. Dress sharp. Show up prepared. Make ethical choices even when it's hard. Educate yourself. Become an expert in your field. Confidence doesn't come from ego. It comes from competence. And when your team sees that you care enough to sharpen your own skills, they'll be inspired to do the same. I've seen both sides of leadership. I've seen leaders who scream, leaders who hide behind policies, and leaders who break the very rules they enforce. I've seen leaders who care more about how they look than how the team performs. But I've also seen servant leaders, people who uplift others, who praise in public and correct in private, leaders who make everyone around them better. And here's the truth: those are the people who make the biggest impact. They get better results. They earn more respect. And most importantly, their teams want to follow them, because a real leader doesn't create followers. A real leader creates more leaders. Moreover, leaders are teachers. Let me give it to you straight. Hoarding knowledge to protect your ego is a losing game. If you win all the glory and no one else grows, who really benefits? One person, you. But if you share your knowledge, your wisdom, your strategies, if you invest in your peers, your subordinates, and your supervisors, everyone wins. Your victories multiply, your impact spreads. That's legacy. Imagine helping 10 people succeed. Now imagine those 10 people turning around and helping 10 more, and so on and so forth. That's exponential growth. And by the way, giving away knowledge and teaching others doesn't make you look weak. It makes you look strong. It shows character, it shows confidence, and the world respects that. But I know, you still gotta deliver results. Let me be clear. Leadership isn't just about being nice. It's not about good speeches and motivational posters. You've gotta win. Whatever your organization's mission is, your team's gotta produce results. If not, then it's time to ask yourself some questions. Are we hitting the mark? If not, why not? What changes do we need to make today to move in the right direction? Self-reflection is powerful, but group reflection is even stronger. There's a saying, none of us is as smart as all of us. Involve your team in the problem-solving process. Open up dialogue. Tap into different experiences, perspectives, and ideas. Teamwork will build a fortress that no challenge can shake. If you want a great organization, then fostering collaboration is a non-negotiable. Leadership isn't about power, it's about responsibility. It's not about titles, it's about transformation. So lead from the front. Show up, serve well, live with honor, And never forget that true leaders create a ripple effect, one that changes lives long after they're gone. Thank you for tuning in today. If this message inspired you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more powerful leadership content. Stay humble, stay strong, and stay out front.